Alright guys, for the first round, my opponent's first Pokemon is going to be Swampert. So that is a very good start because Swampert being a water and grass type Pokemon, we are going to be doing double super effective damage with their grass type moves. But my opponent does make a swap out into Executor to actually counter my own Venusaur. So I did decide to make a swap out into my Chandelure. I haven't even used Chandelure in the past, so I didn't know how glassy Chandelure actually is, but we do take a lot of damage from that psychic that was only doing neutral damage, so he does actually go for the farm down, and I did decide to make a swap out into my Dragonite to actually go for the hard farm down for myself as well. So I did decide to throw in my first shield here. My opponent does have the advantage on basically everything, but my Dragon Claw is now charged up, and Dragonite is very strong unless he is going up against something like a fairy type Pokemon like Togekiss, Granbull, or Clefable that will counter my Dragonite. But other than that, he is doing a lot of damage to basically any Pokemon. As you guys see from here, my opponent's second Pokemon is going to be an Alolan Golem. Alolan Golem being a rock and electric type Pokemon, our dragon type moves will be doing neutral damage. We do get hit by a wild charge that is very good, although I did have to throw in a shield. We are going to be doing way more damage because wild charge does give a Pokemon very big defense debuff. Because of that, once again, we are going to be doing a bunch of more damage against my opponent's Alolan Golem. If my Dragonite does go down here, that still is going to be okay because with two Wild Charge stacked up, I am going to be making a swap out into my Venusaur after my own Dragonite does faint. And since he does have that Swampert in the back, we are able to one-shot him with our Frenzy Plant, since once again, it is going to be doing double super effective damage, allowing us to win the first round. Good game to our opponent. Alright guys, for the second round, my opponent's first Pokemon is going to be a Charizard. So that is going to be a terrible start for my own Venusaur, because Venusaur being a grass and poison type Pokemon, fire types will be doing super effective damage against grass type, so I do decide to make a swap out into my Dragonite. I do very well know that Charizard does have access to Dragon Claw that will be doing super effective damage against us due to Dragon types being super effective against Dragon types. So I do decide to throw in my first shield there as well. My opponent did also throw in a shield there for my own Dragon Claw, so we are even on the advantage. My opponent's second Pokemon is going to be a Venusaur. He still has that Dragonite or Charizard in the back with a good amount of energy, probably. Venusaur being a grass and poison type Pokemon, I do know that he does have access to moves like Frenzy Plant and Sludge Bomb. Of course, since I am using Venusaur myself, I do have the same exact moveset, but I do expect my opponent to also have that moveset. Sludge Bomb, I did have to throw in a shield for and use my final shield, but it is going to be worth it because I do go for the hard farm down. That does give my Dragonite a big boost in energy. My opponent's second to last Pokemon is going to be a Swampert. Swampert being a water and gun type Pokemon, we are going to be resisting those water and gun type moves due to water types being not very effective against dragon types, and ground types being not very effective against flying types. So that is very good. My Dragon Claw is charged up. I do probably hope we will be getting a shield here because I do have 0 shields left myself, and I don't actually want that Charizard to actually come in and throw in a Dragon Claw on my own Charizard that will be doing a good amount of damage. As you guys will see here, I do know that you can't actually go for the hard farm down, and I do think my opponent does realize that as well. So instead of going for the hard farm down, he does decide to throw in a Charge River here, and I do decide to make a swap out into my Chandelure. Chandelure being a fire type Pokemon, both of us will be doing not very effective damage with our fire type moves, but my Shadow Ball is charged up. It is going to be doing a lot of neutral damage against my opponent. Instead of going for the hard farm down, I do realize that he will probably get to his Dragon Claw before I do get to my Shadow Ball, so I do actually decide to throw it in. That Swampert, I do know he still has in the back. I am going to be making a swap out into my Venusaur. My Venusaur will easily take care of him once again. As you guys saw from last round, grass types will be doing double super effective damage against Swampers, allowing us to win the second round. Good game to our opponent. Alright guys, for the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is going to be an Ampharos. Ampharos being a electric type Pokemon, that was a very good start for us because we were going to be resisting those electric type moves due to electric types being not very effective against grass types. So my opponent does decide to make a swap out into an Arcanine to actually counter my own Venusaur due to fire types being super effective against grass types. So I do decide to make a swap out into my Dragonite because fire types will be doing not very effective damage against dragon types. I do know that he does have access to Wall Charge that is going to be doing a good amount of neutral damage against my Dragonite. Due to Dragonite being a flying and dragon type Pokemon, electric types will be doing super effective damage against flying types, but not very effective damage against dragon types. That will be causing neutral damage to occur. My Dragon Claw is charged up. I do decide to throw in the Dragon Claw on my Ampharos instead of actually going for the hard farm down. As you guys can see, that Ampharos is a good amount of health. I probably will not be able to go for the hard farm down without getting hit by a Thunder Punch or something. But since my Dragonite is going to be going down, I do decide to make a swap out into that Venusaur once again, but my opponent does make a swap out into his own Venusaur as well. So that is a perfect time for my own Chandelure to come out. I do know that Frenzy Plant, although it is going to be doing not very effective damage, since Chandelure is a very glossy Pokemon, that Frenzy Plant is going to be doing a good amount of damage, even though it is going to be doing not very effective damage. And from here, I do decide to go for the hard farm down, but instead, I do realize that once again his Frenzy Plant is going to be doing a good amount of damage. I was thinking about going for the hard farm down, but that would have been a very risky play since he does have that one shield left, and since my Venusaur will easily be able to take care of that Venusaur, I will also be able to get to another Shadow Ball before my Ampharos does actually faint my own Chandelure. So, Shadow Ball is charged up. I am going to be getting to that excellence. I think my opponent does decide to surrender because he does choose not to throw in his shield, which allows my Chandelure Shadow Ball to actually destroy my opponent's Ampharos, allowing us to win the third round. Good game to my opponent.